Have you ever wondered why certain people enter your life at the exact moment you need them? Have you found yourself unable to let go of a past relationship, friendship, or encounter that left a lasting emotional imprint? Welcome back to the channel, where we seek clarity in chaos and meaning in the seemingly mundane. Today's exploration centers on a profound Buddhist concept that reshapes how we see relationships, chance meetings, and emotional entanglements: the teaching of a dependent origination and emptiness. These may sound like lofty terms reserved for monks in monasteries, but once understood, they offer perhaps the most liberating insight you'll ever hear. A thing happens by accident, but nothing is permanent either. Let's begin with something we've all experienced. A stranger smiles at you on a rough day, and it somehow lifts the fog in your heart. You reconnect with an old friend after years of silence, only to realize you needed their presence in this phase of your life. Or someone walks into your world, ignites your soul, then disappears without warning. We're left wondering, was it fate, karma, random? Buddhism answers not with superstition, but with stunning clarity. Everything rises due to causes and conditions. Nothing stands alone. Nothing simply is. This is called praya-samutpyuta, or dependent origination. Teaches us, when this exists, that comes to be. When this ceases, that also ceases. Let's illustrate with a story. Aya was a writer living in Tokyo. After a bad breakup, she withdrew from relationships, convinced she was better off alone. One rainy afternoon, she wandered into a small tea house. There, she met an elderly woman named Yuki. He spoke only briefly about the tea, the weather, and the beauty of silence. But that 5-minute conversation stayed with Talia for months. Because Yuki said just one thing. Not everything that touches your heart is meant to stay. Some are meant to open it and then leave. At night, Talia cried not from pain, but from recognition. You realized she'd been holding on to people, expecting permanence, but life had other plans. She began studying Buddhist thought. She learned that her pain wasn't from loss, it was from expecting things not to change. And that's where the second insight enters. Sunyata, or emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. It means lack of inherent, fixed identity. A person is not always yours. Moment is not always forever. Feeling is not you. Everything you see, touch, feel arises from conditions, and when those conditions shift, the form dissolves. This is not cold. It's compassionate. Because it gives you the freedom to let go, not from bitterness, but from understanding. Let's take another example. Yim lost his father when he was young. He grew up believing he had been abandoned. His grief turned into anger, and his anger into detachment. In his 30s, he stumbled upon a talk on emptiness at a local Buddhist center. The teacher said, "Pain is real, but suffering rises from clinging to stories about that pain." Yim went home and began writing down all his beliefs about his father. "I was abandoned. He didn't love me. He chose to leave." And he asked, "Are these permanent truths, or interpretations I've repeated so often they became my identity?" He cried for hours. Because he saw, maybe for the first time, that he had built his entire self on a story that was neither absolute nor healing. By releasing the inherent meaning, he allowed space for new meaning. He began to remember small moments, his father teaching him to write a pack, the handwritten note on his lawn box, the quiet kiss on his forehead. He didn't erase the pain, but they reminded him the story wasn't simple. Was impermanent, shifting, empty of fixed meaning. And because it was empty, it could be transformed. That's the gift of emptiness. Not that nothing matters, but that everything can be seen anew. Let's bring this to your life. Think about someone you've struggled to forget. Someone who left too soon, or stayed too long. Someone who hurt you, or someone you hurt. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask what conditions brought us together, and what changed. Let go of they should have stayed. And ask, what did I learn from this encounter that I couldn't have learned otherwise? That's the pivot. From attachment to appreciation. From pain to insight. From clinging to clarity. And ease. It's hard. Because our minds are trained to seek security. You want labels, soulmate, enemy, forever, mistake. But real freedom comes when you can hold an experience gently. Let it be exactly what it was. Let it pass. Not because it meant nothing, but because its meaning fulfilled itself. That's the paradox of spiritual maturity. You realize, every person is your teacher. Every ending is a gate. Every attachment is a mirror. And that's where the final gift of dependent origination and emptiness reveals itself. Compassion. When you realize others are also shaped by conditions, you stop blaming. That person who hurt you, they are also hurt. That love you lost, it was never meant to be caged. That version of you that longed for certainty, it was only trying to feel safe. When you see this, forgiveness arises naturally. Not as a moral act, but as a release. You forgive not to fix the past, but to free the present. So today, I invite you to ask yourself, what encounter am I still clinging to? What story am I repeating that is no longer serving me? And I see it as dependent, conditioned, and therefore transformable. Try this mantra in your meditation. This, too, rises and passes. See it when joy comes. See it when sorrow comes. And trust. What is meant to stay will stay. What is meant to go will go. And you to where is itself will remain. Not untouched, but unchanged. Thank you for being part of this deep dive into the heart of Buddhist wisdom. If this message opens something in you, leave a comment. What encounter in your life suddenly made sense when seeing through the lines of emptiness? Let's hold space for each other. And if this video helped you let go of it a little, please like, share, and subscribe. Someone out there is still holding on. Maybe your story will be the wisdom they need. Until next time, may your heart be open, your hands be light, and your soul dance in the freedom of impermanence. Thank you for watching this video.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.